There are these other states who have other methods, right? Like Idaho is reinstituting the firing squad. Are you listening, Brian Kohberger? Death penalty case, quadruple murder. And the firing squad, that went into effect just a month ago, July 1st, right? 2 months ago. And they're building the actual chamber for firing. And if they go on the Utah model, so you get seated, you know, on a wood panel like this with the sandbags on either side, and the 5 shooters, they all line up in a wall. They each have 2 rounds, but one of the shooters has blanks. Nobody knows who it is. In South Carolina, where they also have that form of death penalty, the firing squad, you're actually strapped to a metal chair. And there's a hood placed over your head, and 3 Department of Corrections volunteers have rifles. They shoot through an opening in the wall. That's how it's done there. We reached out to Idaho, to the DOC, Department of Corrections, just to say, hey, how's it coming along, that chamber you're building for the firing squad? And they said no estimated timeline for the completion just yet. I want to bring in now Robin Maher. She is the director of the Death Penalty Information Center, a national organization dedicated to serving the public with information on issues surrounding capital punishment. Robin, I am so glad you are here. I gave a real layman's description of what nitrogen hypoxia is. Can you fill in the blanks?
I think you got it just about right. Unfortunately, it's the functional equivalent of putting a pillow over someone's face and suffocating them to death. Mr. Smith will be forced to breathe pure nitrogen, and without oxygen, his cells and soon his organs will fail. I mean, that's going to be the way it proceeds. I say it should be the way it proceeds because this hasn't been tested. As you've noted, we've never executed someone with this method before in this country, and so we really don't know how this is all going to unfold.
So the cruel and unusual part of the Constitution is what kind of trips us all up on how we kill people. How cruel and unusual is it to breathe in nitrogen and pass out and then eventually die while you're passed out?
Well, we just don't know. I mean, that is the question. And part of the question that we're all asking here is why is Alabama turning to this method now? Now, you said a moment ago that Mr. Smith wants to be killed by nitrogen hypoxia. It should be noted that the state of Alabama tried to kill him using lethal injection. They spent 4 hours jabbing him with needles, trying to find a vein on his body before they ultimately abandoned this effort. So I think it's pretty reasonable for Mr. Smith not to want to endure another torturous session like that with lethal injection. So he's actually chosen the alternate that Alabama has on its books. But I think we can say probably with surety that Mr. Smith doesn't want to be facing either one of those methods of execution.
Oh, I can imagine, but you know, he doesn't have a choice at this point. It's more, you know, what's available. Maybe his choice is what's the least of the evils to him. I am curious about the untested aspect of it. How exactly does one test? You know, like you can't just test on people the amount or the time of exposure, that kind of. So if it's untested, how do you get it tested?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, what we look at for all of these methods of execution is to make sure that we have people who understand the drugs, the equipment, they've been trained properly, and they know what they're doing. What we've seen, unfortunately, in execution after execution are what we call botches, and that is terrible examples where prisoners are spending hours sometimes writhing in pain, calling out, saying their body is on fire. Terrible spectacles because the training has been inadequate, because the drugs have expired or from an unknown or, you know, sketchy source, and a variety of other problems. Now, Alabama managed to botch 3 executions in a row. And then in a very hurried and quick review of its policies found that no changes were necessary. So the question really is, why isn't Alabama focusing on understanding what went wrong and trying to understand the ways it can do better instead of just switching to a new, untested, and very risky method of execution?
And I recognize there's a lot of viewers out there right now who are saying, who cares? So they never cared about how they killed their victims and how much torture and suffering the victims went through, and why should we care if they suffer? But again, we do have a constitutional provision against cruel and unusual punishment. It's just who we are as a higher order. So listen, it's really good to have you. You know, Robin, will you come back again and beyond as we continue to look at this evolving story of how to execute people?
I'd be happy to. Thanks.
Good to have you. Robin Maher joining us live tonight. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.